talk about our weather because it was a little more humid out there than I anticipated.
But most of the storms, Zach, stayed off to the west today.
Yes, and the severe ones at that were well out of our way. Eastern Massachusetts, yes, while humid, did seem to skirt any of those concerns. So a relatively nice beach day overall, starting to funnel in at least some of those clouds over downtown Boston, and that's going to be our trend as we go into the evening hours. The worst of the rain and the strongest of the storms were out towards the Berkshires, where they still remain at this point, and we're just left over with the cloud cover as you move along. The Mass Pike and continued to roll towards the 495 corridor. There were still some very strong systems that were moving through northern Worcester County, but all of that has seemingly wrapped up, and I don't think we're going to deal with much more as we go into the evening hours. We do have to keep a close eye on the radar, as there is still plenty of activity well off to our northwest, but there's moisture available to spark off another isolated storm as we go within the next few hours or so. But overnight, we're quieting things down, at least from this round. So rain-cooled air from Worcester County and farther west. That's why the low in mid-70s are registering on the current temperatures. For eastern Massachusetts, it's into the low in mid-80s, but there's a little bit of give and take. We're still left over with at least some of that humidity, and it will continue to drop from the northwest out towards the southeast, which means by tomorrow, it's really southeastern Massachusetts that holds on to the higher dew points. We're waiting for this cold front to pass through, but the timing of that may do enough to spark off a few showers and storms for those in Bristol, Plymouth County, and out towards Buzzards Bay. And it's going to be in the same time frame that we had today, mid to late afternoon. So hopefully, as folks are finishing up the PMC, they're not going to be dealing with too much in regards to the activity. I'm thinking it's coming after 2 to 3 p.m. And again, it really is going to be reserved for the Outer Cape. Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket may be impacted by this as well. So if you're heading to the beach, it's one of those keep an eye to the sky days. We're expecting our temperatures to return towards seasonal averages into the low and mid 80s. And overall, the water temperatures are very, very warm. We're starting to see that really peak at this time of the year. 77, if not 79 degrees. 79 degrees is where a buoy registered out towards Fall River. So up towards the lakes and the mountains, it will be the cooler of the locations, but you won't deal with any of the rain concern. Upper 70s for your high. As you close in on the south coast, that's when we ultimately get a little bit warmer and slightly more humid. But moving into early next week, all of the rain chances have completely diminished. Monday actually seems to be the pick of the week as a whole as we bring back some scattered showers, mainly in the evening hours on Tuesday, and that will spark off a rather active period. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, anticipating at least some level of rain and thunderstorm activity. The warmest of the days expected to be on Wednesday and Thursday itself, close to 90 degrees at that point. And if we remember from last year, we had 10 90-degree days in August. So still well away from that 23 that we got in 2018. We've only marked 12 so far this year, but if we replicate August from last year, we're going to come into the same ballpark.
But if we get rain on the Cape early enough tomorrow, that could affect PMC riders, right?
That's really going to be the chance. I think it's more in the afternoon than anything else, so hopefully they finish their rides before they see any of that.
Let's hope.
All right, thanks so much, Zach.